about translation expert.
Okay.
Before that, we want to introduce ourselves.
First, my name is Rizka Padiananda.
And my name is Nur Anissa Siregar.
My name is Aisyah Panarambe.
Let's begin.
About translation expert, and before it I will discuss about translation theory. Theory is a basic translation theory base that provides the rule and the meaning in translation by which every translation can be measured. It must be an appropriate translation determination, and it should be measured by suitable theory. If the translation process is not based on translation theory, the target translation can understand and it will be failed. And translation theorists and practitioners have forever been always argued that translation is either an art or science or even just a craft. Translation theory tries to give a little knowledge to relation between opinion, meaning, and the language. It's why we have to learn and we have to master in translation theory. There are some definitions. The first is translation theory is basic in translation. Second is translation is a process to transfer to other language, and the third is translation. Translation theory is used to transform one language to another language. And there are some experts said about translation theory. The first is Catford. Catford said the translation as the replacement of textual material in one language or short language to by equivalent textual material in another language or target language. It means the translator have to replace anything related to short text with something that relevant in the target text. The textual material can be words, phrase, sentence, language, and the grammatical structure. The another word is mean translation have to look for the most relevant word, phrase, sentence, and grammatical structure that can reflect the short text so the target can be understand. For example, there are Indonesian people say that aku sedih, so the translator have to know that the Indonesian have not tenses, so the translator have to know the situation to use the sentence. If the Indonesian people said aku sedih di masa sekarang, so she must translate to I am sad. And if the Indonesian said in the past, so the translator have to translate aku sedih.
Okay guys, I will continue the explanation about translation theory. And the next expert of the translation theory is Nida and Taber. So, according to Nida and Taber, translation is a rewriting of the message contained in the source language into the target language to find similarities. According to Nida, he sees translating is a process of reproducing in a receptor language the closest natural equivalent of the source language message. Receptor language is a target language, guys, because receptor language is the other names from target language. From this theory, we know translating not only change one language to another language, but we do rewriting of the message. Why? I will give example. If you want to translate one language to another language, so you rewriting. For example, you want to translate English to Indonesia. For example, is like I go to school. So if you want to translate to Indonesia, you rewriting in different language. And why I say this is rewriting, because you rewriting I go to school to become saya pergi ke sekolah, and this sentence has a same message and just different language. The similarities from this sentence, these two sentences has a same message and has a same meaning. And according to Nida, translation are linguistic. He classifies the theories into three theories. The first is philological theories, linguistic theories, and sociolinguistic theories. This perspective has a different principle for philological is describe about the literary text. As we know, philology as the study about development of language, or and philology studying about classic literature. So this theory is concerned with corresponding structure in the source language and target language, and make evaluate their equivalence, right? And the next is linguistic. This theory is describe about structural difference between source language and target language. And the next is sociolinguistic. Sociolinguistic describe about a part of communication process.
Okay guys, for the next material, I can deliver to you about the number 4, that is Larson theory. Translation theory. Okay, in here, Larson states that translation is transferring the meaning of the source language into the receptor language. This is done by going from the form of the first language to the form of the second language by way of semantic structure. It is meaning which is being transferred and must be held constant. Okay, by this definition, translators should translate a text by transferring the semantic meaning of the source text into the target text. So it means even though the form of the source text changes, the meaning of the text is still the same. For example, like in English, what is your name? And in Spanish, ¿cómo se llama? And Aguaruna, Anesiatipa. So in here, in three language in here, translator use different words and different grammatical structure, but the meaning of the triple language is still to ask someone names. Okay, for the next theory, number 5, Breslin translation theory. According to Breslin, translation is the general term referring to the transfer of thoughts and idea from one language, that is source, to another, that is target. Whether the language are in written or oral form, whether the language have established orthographies or do not have standardization, or whether one or both language is based on signs, as with sign language of the deaf. So in here, based on definition I said before, translation is understood as a strategy of transferring thoughts from one language to into another language, either it's written or orally. Okay, and the last theory, it is Will's translation theory. According to Will's, Translation is a transfer process which aims to the transformation of a written source text into an optimally equivalent target language text or TL text, and which requires the synthetic, the semantic, and the pragmatic understanding and analytical processing of the source language text. Okay, in here, synthetic understanding is related to style and meaning, and for semantic is meaning related activity, and for pragmatic understanding is related to message or implication of a sentence. Okay, based on this definition, the translator should understand the synthetic, semantic, pragmatic, and analytical processing of the source language to look for the most equivalent words for the source text. It means translation according to Will is not merely translating in text, but also transforming, simulating, imitating, and replacing the source text into the target text. I think that's all for me about the material translation theory, and thank you.
We are finished. We are finished. Thank you so much. Thank